Good morning, CFC. Today we are here to make Shamrock Suncatchers. And these are really cool. It's almost spring, so the sun is coming out. Actually, we just had spring forward, so the sun is going to be out a little bit later in the day. And so we're going to make something really cool. This is a Shamrock Suncatcher. It's technically a four-leaf clover. A shamrock actually only has 3 sides, but because tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, we wanted to talk about being lucky, and so the luck of finding a four-leaf clover. So basically what you're going to do is follow my instructions, and then when you're done, you're going to hang this in the window, and I'll post a little picture. There's pictures on our pages about what that looks like when the light shines through. So essentially, you can see there's a little bit of light, spaces for light to come through in between some of this tissue paper here, and it'll create a really cool effect when the sun shines through. You'll be able to see everything much better. So for today, we need a few different things. We need green tissue paper. We're going to cut this up into tiny little squares, which I've already done for time's sake. So something like this, you can either rip or you can cut into squares. We also need wax paper. This handy little four-leaf clover cutout. You can find this if you go to our Instagram. If you go to the bio and go to the link tree, select CFC coloring pages, and you'll be able to find this cut out here. I cut out the outside just again for time's sake, but what we'll do is we're going to cut the center out and then move through the motions. So scissors, and then the last thing you'll need is going to be glue and a tiny bit of water and a popsicle stick to make Mod Podge. So I'm going to get to work on cutting the shamrock out. So a little trick, if you need to cut the center out of something, fold it in half, make a big slit, and then you can follow along the lines. Always make sure to have help from a parent when you're doing a cutting project. Use kid scissors if you need to. There's no shame in that. And this may take a little bit of time, so I'll try to go pretty quickly. So I don't know if you guys know, but March 17th is St. Patrick's Day, which is an Irish holiday. I believe it's been around for over 1,000 years, which is a really long time. I don't even know if I can count to 1,000. Do you think you can? And basically, it's a religious holiday celebrated by a few Christian cultures. It is technically, I believe, the death day of St. Patrick. And he's the one that kind of brought Christianity. Oh my gosh, I can't talk this morning. Brought Christianity to Ireland many, many years ago. Almost done here. So it's a celebration of him, but it's also become a celebration of just Irish heritage. So people listen to Irish music, they read Irish, poetry and books, and make delicious food. I will be making corned beef and cabbage. I know that sounds really odd if you've never had it before, but it's just delicious. And things like Irish soda bread. Lots of great options. Okay, so my four-leaf clover has been cut out. Okay, next step is going to be to take your wax paper, lay it down flat, and then we're going to make a little bit of glue mixture. So mixing just Elmer's white glue right here into my cup. And just a tiny bit of water. If you have Mod Podge already at home, you can actually go ahead and just use that. It becomes a little bit easier to use. You can see also I have my green water bottle. Okay. Looking pretty good. So it's going to be hard to tell on this video, but not super thick, but not completely runny. And now we're just going to kind of paint it on the wax paper. I'm just using the popsicle stick that I have, but you can use like a sponge brush or a regular paintbrush if you prefer. Okay. And essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to just be sticking our tissue paper directly down on the wax paper. And there's going to be no rhyme or reason to it. They can overlap if you want. You can leave spaces if you want. Again, it's a sun catcher, so more light will shine through that way. But since we're using tissue paper, the light will shine through regardless. And the goal is to cover more surface area than the shamrock will cover, so that we can then glue that down and cut around it once more. Lots of scissor practice today. Now we are using green, obviously because it is the color of a shamrock, but I don't know if you know why people wear green on St. Patrick's Day, but green kind of represents the Emerald Isle, which is another name for Ireland, and that's just because they get a lot of rain, and so the land is very lush. Lots of beautiful green grass and trees and plants, clover. And that color has just kind of been adopted over the years. Also a color of the flag of Ireland as well. And the flag represents unity. That's why there's a white stripe in between the orange and the green. All right, I'm almost ready for more glue, but I'll show you what it looks like so far. So that's what we're at right now. Green actually happens to be one of my favorite colors. As you can see in my water bottle. And there is a really interesting tradition that they say in Ireland is that if you do not wear green on St. Patrick's Day, you will get pinched by a leprechaun. So another fun thing you can do on the night before St. Patrick's Day, because leprechauns are mischievous, you can kind of create little leprechaun traps in your house and see if you can catch one. I doubt you can. They are very stealth and fast, and I'm sure they'll get away, but I've seen some little footprints before. So make sure to wear your green shirts tomorrow on St. Patrick's Day. Almost there. Now, because we are making a 4-leaf clover, I wanted to ask you guys if you have ever found a 4-leaf clover, and if so, where. You can obviously find clover fields pretty much anywhere. Well, I guess not anywhere. I don't know how many countries, but they're not just in Ireland, so that's a myth. I actually have them in my backyard. But a fun fact about me, I've never found a 4-leaf clover myself. I've seen one. I've seen multiple. I actually used to have a piece of jewelry that had a 4-leaf clover inside of it. But I myself have never found one. So I'm waiting for that day. I haven't given up hope yet. The 4-leaf clover symbolizes luck. I feel like I'm a fairly lucky person, so again, one day I'll find it. And if you haven't found a 4-leaf clover yet, I would suggest that you pop outside and start looking. Okay. Just a little bit more. Got glue stuck to my fingers. Make sure you wash your hands after this. Okay. See how that goes. Now you can glue over top of this if you want. I didn't on my last round and it worked just fine, but I think I'm going to do a little bit of that today just to get my shamrock cut out to fit on top of here. So I'm just going to glue that down now. You can use the Mod Podge. I'm just going to put a little bit of Elmer's on here to make it go quick. I'm just gluing right around the edge on the white side. Sticky fingers. Okay. And I'm just going to lay this little guy right down on top of the green. Make sure to pat it down on all of the edges. Okay. Looks a little something like this. A little bit messy. I've got some glue dripping down, but that's okay. It'll dry clear. It's a nice thing about the liquid glue. And then after this dries, the next thing you do is just cut around the black edges again. Make sure it's totally dry, but cut around the black edges. And then you can take a few pieces of tape this up to your sunny window, and the light will shine through for your sun catcher. Again, end result. So we're almost there. I wish you guys good luck and a very happy St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. I hope you get to have some sunshine and maybe you'll find a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. So again, it's Kirsten here in Portland, Oregon. I just want to Thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you next time. And just remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and then subscribe to our YouTube so you can see next week's video. Again, we do this every Monday. So really good to see you guys again, and we'll see you next time.